Talking about being really bad. Look at this news. Crazy news just popped up on the timeline. Super surprising to me anyway. Regarding Berlin techno fashion label NAKT. NAKT. And I'm assuming now, looking back, that NAKT is a play on Natch, which is the spelling of which is a twist on fucking the German word for night, right? I think so. I think that's why it's spelled that way. Maybe I could be mistaken. But regardless, if you know, you know, the Berlin techno label NAKT has now gone bankrupt. And some of you will be familiar with it. They might have been, I think they might have been the first type, I think they might be one of the first prominent techno fashion labels that sold like bomber jackets and harnesses and chokers and little fucking jock straps and bikini sets and boob tubes and whatever rave wear people want to wear when they go to like a techno rave, right? That kind of Berlin stomper, wearing black Go Faster glasses, ridiculous fucking, you know, bicycle lock kryptonite chain thing around their necks, massive fucking septum ring, and whatever dark ninja gothic style, you know, Y2K, whatever inspired type of outfits. They were kind of the first to sort of synthesize that and put that out there. Personally, I didn't really mind their designs. I just thought the prices were a little bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really mind their designs. I also didn't mind their marketing. I think they were kind of, if I'm mistaken, they were a little bit ahead of the time. If you think about all the videos, all the marketing material out there regarding NAKT, they were very ahead of their time. All those cringy videos of people dancing in warehouses, doing that fucking techno Berlin stomp from left to right and shit, right? Shuffling their hips and shit. A lot of people, a lot of raves, a lot of promoters, a lot of collectives use that kind of template, use that style to sell and push some of their raves all over the world. It's a standard thing now. You know what I mean? There's streaming platforms based entirely on that whole aesthetic. So I think NAKT needs to be given some credit, some flowers for popularizing and being kind of first, I think, to sort of push that out there. But now, unfortunately, they've gone bankrupt. This is according to Phase Mag-DE. I've translated the article into English, so the grammar is could be a bit fucked up, but let's kind of get an idea on what's going on here. And I found this news courtesy of the Techno subreddit, so big up the Techno subreddit. So this is courtesy of Phase Mag. Berlin-based techno fashion label NAKT, which began in 2018 as an art project in Berghain, is insolvent, aka bankrupt. Bankruptcy petition was filed, but rejected. This spells the end of the trendy brand, which was particularly popular on TikTok techno generation for its dark fetish clothing. Selling out an underground brand through TikTok, the German website is down. NAKT's last Instagram post dates back to November 2024. A reel with a popular DJ filmed in Berlin store. The fashion label's international website reads, "We're back soon." The CEO will share information about the next steps over time. A link to his personal Instagram profile is followed by a laughing smiley emoji. NAKT's customers, however, probably haven't had much to laugh about lately. By the way, RIP and big up anybody who orders something from NAKT. You're probably never getting that. You're probably never getting your refund either. So RIP to you. With NAKT, you stay naked. Was the indignant comment of an undisputed customer on the review portal of Trustpilot. The post dates back to January. He continued, "NAKT are scammers. No package, no reply," was a comment for another user, which is self-explanatory in its brevity. This is something I've always struggled to understand. Why is it that brands like this, why is it that social media brands are essentially built off the back of social media, brands that rely entirely on their community online to kind of get them where they're at, to kind of help them become bigger, are also the same brands that are very lackadaisical when it comes to shipping, very lackadaisical when it comes to just honoring the order, when it comes to just posting stuff on time. It always happens like that, isn't it? All of these kind of social media first friendly brands, they start off with good intentions, but as soon as the orders start rolling in, the pre-orders start coming in, they don't manufacture or produce the things, they pocket the money, and then they don't ship the items out on time, or they don't ship them out ever. It's a common tactic all the time, and it really feels disrespectful and a bit of a spit in the face in the people that helped you build your brand from the ground up. You should really be doing everything you can to kind of make sure they've got the item on time. And I just think as well, for me, a potential customer in the past, I'm never gonna buy your stuff if I see one person complain they haven't received the things on time. That will immediately give me pause for concern. If I see one person in the comments complaining they haven't received their thing on time, and then I click the replies and you the page owner haven't replied to that person, I'm never ordering. I'm never ordering from you because I can already tell, okay, cool, this person ain't serious about their business. So I think NAKT are already on a losing fucking ship already from there. It continues. What's going on at NAKT? The answer is now available. Via a consumer protection forum, not from the managing director himself, the portal informs about a ruling by the Charlottenburg District Court on May 15th. The court rejected NAKT's application for insolvency proceedings due to insufficient assets. The proceedings as requested by the debt cannot be initiated, it states. Wow. So they didn't actually approve. They didn't actually approve NAKT's bankruptcy petition. Insane. That's sad, but simple reason, there's no money left. Oh shit. The debtor can't even cover the minimum cost of the legal proceedings with her remaining assets. Thus NAKT, which is just 2 years ago was considered the hottest fashion destination in the industry, will not be granted the appointment of an insolvency administrator, nor the creditors of survey, nor liquidation. For the company, which was represented by fashion artist Moritz Danner, this decision spells doom, resulting in a total financial loss. According to Consumer Protection Forum, an immediate appeal could be filed against the decision within 14 days. This means the company's creditors are left with their claims. There is no recovery. Numerous customers are likely to have claims against the company in recent months. They now have at least have clarity. Shit. So I think even if the company is not insolvent, it's going to be hard for you to get your money back, you know, unless you file a claim with your credit card company or something. That's how, because I remember when I got let go from a company, when the company I worked for went insolvent, one of the reasons why it took such a long time to get my money that I was owed from the months that I worked there, was because they didn't exactly declare insolvency. They hadn't gone through the entire process yet. So it took ages to get it done. And I think the owner of the company was putting it off because they knew if they had an insolvency, a bankruptcy on their record, it wouldn't allow them to go and start another company, like, because fraudsters, that's what they do. Instead of just fixing their first fuck up, they will instead use that as an opportunity to go and bounce onto another situation and start a whole nother scam. So this is pretty fucked up for the customers, all in all. The customers who have ordered stuff from NAKT are the ones that are really left in the lurch, man. Look at the fashion show. Wow. This is a fashion show from 2 years ago. This is a fashion show of NAKT from 2 years ago. Let's see this. Take off the music. Honestly, I'd rather unalive myself. I'd rather unalive myself than be featured as a model in any of these type of things. Don't get me wrong. No one would probably ask me anyway. But regardless, if I ever was approached for this is something that I would never fucking do. Walking a runway for like a excuse me? Modeling like techno clothes. Trying to pull like your most serious BPM face. Like me trying to have a BPM face when I'm doing a fucking photo shoot for some black t-shirt shit. Like, get fucked. I'm never doing this. This looks and sounds fucking horrible. So here's the fucking fashion show. There's a runway full of people with flares that have black smoke. There's obviously some skinny black guy there who's holding a flare up with a harness on him, wearing some black boots. Everyone's probably got a pair of Dr. Martens on. Like, people have their flares with the smoke up in the air. The runway, here's some models walking down the runway wearing, I don't know, BDSM inspired techno wear, I guess, covered in tattoos also. There's not a lot of body by the way, one thing that's funny about NAKT, not a lot of body positivity, not a lot of diversity in their models. They're all very thin, they're all very white, and they're all covered in tattoos, and they all look like listen to the same shit. There's not a lot of interesting casting going on this show. It's not the most exclusive thing in the world. But it continues. Another model comes down with the skirt that is half of it is long, half of it is short. Terrible. Another bikini set, again, garbage. Probably buy this stuff on Temu for like £2. This stuff is like a vest top with some shorts, like, okay, like crop top with some combat pants and stuff. Like, I don't know, don't care. Not surprising this stuff failed because it looks fairly terrible. Not gonna lie, not surprised it failed. It looks kind of shit. Article continues on Trustpilot portal. For example, complaints began to pile up a few months ago when the shop was still online. A large number of negative one-star reviews and non-receipts of the lack of returns were commonplace. By the way, how piece of shit you have to be as a person. You know your company's about to go bankrupt and you don't turn off the online store. You don't shut it down. You don't shut down transactions. You allowed transactions, you allowed orders to go through still. How much of a piece of shit you have to be? Because most likely foreigners, right? People that maybe can't even speak English are stumbling across your page because of an Instagram ad or whatever, or because somebody spoke about it well on TikTok, but they didn't check the date. Because that's something as well TikTok does really well on. Big up TikTok on the platform. I've noticed with TikTok, you might stumble on a video that's gone viral, but then you won't realize until you read the comments that the video is from like 17 weeks ago. 2 years ago, you know. So maybe somebody stumbled on a advertisement, some person talking about, you know, get ready with me with wearing NAKT stuff, and then they order the stuff not knowing that the company's been insolvent or has not been non-operational for fucking years. That's scummy behavior, man. Turn off the fucking orders. Why are you still accepting orders on your site when you know you got no stock, you know you got no inventory, you know you're about to be fucking declared bankruptcy? Like, fucking hell, NAKT. One user said he was not received his item yet and he already contacted customer service 5 times by email. LOL at NAKT customer service, mate. NAKT customer service are too busy at an afters. NAKT customer service are too busy at some sort of kink rave, at some fucking record store day thing. You know, at some shitty vintage store. Kilo vintage store, by the way. They're busy trying to buy some scran at a fucking river. That's where they are, bro. They are nowhere next to their laptops, nowhere next to their fucking office, their workstation, sorting out their order. God almighty. Big up the people that used to work there as well, by the way. Hopefully you're going to get your monies as well. Another user said, I've been waiting for my order for 6 weeks now. So far, by the way, if that's me, I'm just filing a fucking fraudulent fucking order thing on my bank card or something. I'm contacting my bank straight away. People are very patient. I'm not waiting 6 weeks for an order to drop. I'm fucking charging that shit back ASAP. 6 weeks, you know. I've only received automatically generated emails informing me that the products I ordered are sold out. I'm just wondering what the fuck, because when I ordered, none of them were marked as sold out. Oh, that's scummy. That is scummy, man. Not marking items that are sold out and letting people order them and then sending them automated messages saying that the item they ordered is sold out. Woo, that's scummy. That's scummy. I haven't received a response to my emails. 100 euros is simply gone. What a scam. According to several reviews, other customers waited months and spent large sums. These customers are likely stuck with this now and they no longer have any assets. NAKT was launched in 2018, Berlin's underground techno scene. NAKT was an art project in Berghain. Art project, what does that even mean? What does it mean to be an art project? What does it even mean to be a collective? Just because you do things in a group, does it mean you're a collective or does it mean you're a group? What does that even mean? What does it mean? What does it mean to be an art project? You are a brand. You tried to make a thing. It didn't work. Art collective, you know. Art project. The label generated a buzz within the community, as well as the community around the brand itself, consisting of DJs, designers, models, tattoo artists, consisting of. Those are people that, oh fuck, anyway, I'm not going to get him mad. The so-called NAKT army. Grown adults, grown men and women referring themselves to as a NAKT army. Please send the plague. Please send the flood. In addition to fashion shows and art exhibitions, the label was hosted raves and tattoo sessions. Recently, the brand developed into hype, which was fueled by TikTok and other social media platforms. In November, NAKT celebrated its 6th anniversary with a rave with 4,000 people. No, sorry, a 4,000 square meter venue. Damn, I didn't know that. They had a 6-year anniversary. Let's look at the video. This is NAKT 6 years of NAKT in Berlin in 2023. Let's see this. What's funny, by the way? You know what's funny? Even the list of DJs that they have featured are some of the biggest caners, some of the biggest non-serious people in the scene that you wouldn't want to be associated with. They're the ones that played there. Makes sense, innit? Some of the biggest caners, some of the biggest, like, you know, enjoyers of the multivitamins are also some of the people that they featured on this fucking lineup. Oh my God. Nicolina, Acerate, Modes or Modzy, Specific Objects, Prada 2000, DJP, Fucking hell. Fucking hell. 6th year anniversary of NAKT has been and gone, and NAKT is now insolvent. Now, I want you to check out their Instagram. I wonder what's the Instagram saying. Let's check out the Instagram. What's NAKT's Instagram saying? When did they last post? They've got some pin posts here. There's a NAKT pin post from 2023. Wow. More memories from our 6 years rave. It was so much fun to rave through the night with you all. We can't wait for the next time. There's some pictures taken on a point and shoot camera featuring some NAKT, friendly people in the NAKT army per se. To be honest, even if I wore some of the clothes, I don't think I'd go to the events. And if I wore the clothes, I'd take the label off. The brand is so cringy and it's so corny. I'd be embarrassed to be in a rave with other people who are fans of the brand, you know? That's what I would do. I would just not go to the raves. I'd maybe wear the clothes, but I wouldn't go to the raves because this is just too much. Just too much. So here's some people at the rave, yeah, chilling, having a good time. It doesn't look like much of a rave. It looks like a hangout, to be fair. I see a lot of people sitting down talking. There's not a lot of pictures of the actual rave, it seems like. Since a lot of people are actually talking, having a good time, which is, maybe a good thing. But I don't really see a lot of people that are actually raving. I see a lot of linking and building, I see a lot of linking and building. A lot of shitty chest tattoos, a lot of harnesses, and a lot of mustaches and Go Faster glasses. Here's a clip as well, pinned one. A small recap of last Saturday in Hamburg. They used to do raves they were international, innit? They did raves in Hamburg. Madness. Let's see this one. By the way, it's funny that they had the comments turned off, by the way. No comments on these posts. A rave in Hamburg. It was an unforgettable night from our shuttle bus between Berlin to Hamburg to the last artist have set. Everyone brought incredible energy. We want to thank everybody who came and made the evening so special. We also want to give all our love to our staff, the DJs, and tattoo artists. Imagine going to a fucking rave and getting a tattoo. Like, please, send the plague.
Meine Brille gibt mir Lichtgeschwindigkeit. Ich bin nicht allein, durch die Nacht mit dir zu zweit wie ein Raumschiff. Hast du keine Brille bei? Fühlst du nicht den Vibe? Bitte weck mich nicht mehr auf, wenn das ein Traum ist. Bitte weck mich nicht mehr auf. Bitte weck mich nicht mehr auf, wenn das ein Traum ist. Bitte weck mich nicht mehr auf. Bitte weck mich nicht mehr auf, wenn das ein Traum ist.
To be fair, the rave looks kind of shit. And the fact that they're talking about the fucking tour bus, it probably means that the rave was kind of terrible. If you're bragging or if you're boasting about, oh my God, the shuttle bus vibes, it's like, huh? Shuttle bus vibes? What the fuck are we talking about here? So the rave looks kind of terrible, I'm not going to lie. Continuing on, let's see what other posts they got here. There's another one here that features some of the models, modeling some of the clothes. Let's see what this is saying. Beautiful moments from our Sky N, I don't know how you pronounce that, Skyn fashion show. They did one as well. There's the fashion show they did. Cool. The pictures of the fashion show look better than the actual show itself. Cool. By the way, that, like, god damn it, bro. You can just smell the GHB off this fellow, innit? You can just tell this nigga's always sweating. That hair, that is not gel. That's from sweat. That hair, the way he got that hair like that is not from gel. That is pure rave sweat. That's Ket sweat. That's 4MMC sweat. That's speed sweat, innit? God damn it, bro. That is speed sweat hair. Look at that head. Big up that guy, though. Big up that guy one time. We got another post here. What's this? This recent post from when? When's this post from? Recent post from 2024. Right, this is their last post, actually. 2024. We had an incredible design session at A&I and are thrilled to announce that her custom piece is now live on the website. Check it out. So they were making custom pieces with what? Up and coming designers and shit. Let's get away the sound. Yeah, I guess they were doing some sort of collaboration with up-and-coming designers. It's a fucking MA1 jacket, bro. Yo, this motherfucker's looking at that MA1 jacket like it's fucking John Paul Gaultier. Yo, let's relax, bro. It's a bomber jacket. It's a fucking bomber jacket. It's an MA1 jacket that you've maybe added some shit on the sleeves. Let's relax. Let's relax at fucking staring and pointing at the fucking bomber jacket. Like we're fucking Jonathan Anderson. It honestly isn't that serious. You've added some belts. You've added some fucking staples, some chains and shit. Like, let's please relax. Let's please fucking relax. You're not Demna, bro. You really aren't Demna. Look at the comments, though. Look at the comments. Big up that person. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. What's this comment say here? Let's translate that one. How do you manage to be broke even though you're taking off your models? Fucking hell. Another post from what? And a few weeks. What's this? Monday. What's that? Monday with a taste of the weekend. This is the, what's that? The X19 belt. The X19 belt that could also be worn as a bra. Okay, big up the person wearing it as a bra. Wow, and look at the comments next to it. Did you disable the comments because you were getting so many complaints about your poor service? I placed an order with you and reached out multiple times about an issue, but you never responded. I've even sent you a direct message after weeks. You finally replied to some questions about my order, then disappeared again. You emailed me saying you would resend my order, but once again you are vanished. This is starting to feel like a scam. Please either ship or item or give me a refund. By the way, I just think in general, right? You have to be very wary about buying anything based on certain niches. I think if you're into like raving and stuff, and there's a brand that sells bags or like drug paraphernalia or like clothing based on raving and whatever and getting on it, you have to be very cautious, because most likely if they're making that brand, the logical conclusion could be that they're making that brand because they enjoy doing those activities. So they're not going to be the most reliable people. They're not going to be the most dependable people, the most consistent people. They're not going to maybe follow through on some things. So you should be very wary of giving your money to these brands, unless they're like, I don't know, unless they're like a big brand, like a, I don't know, like a Boiler Room, for instance. Maybe Boiler Room's a good example. Maybe Teletech's another good example, right? Because I feel like they kind of run that like a business. But I think if somebody's got like a little brand where they sell like, I don't know, like ket spoons and shit, maybe don't order the ket spoon. Maybe wait for the person to do like a pop-up, or to, you know, to maybe sell them after a rave where you can buy them in person. But don't expect the order to be shipped ASAP. Don't expect your ket spoons to arrive the same time your Amazon Prime order arrives, because that person that make ket spoons is most likely swimming in a pool full of ket because of the money you sent them anyway. So they're gonna take some time to get to your order. That's what I would say anyway. Be very wary of giving your money to rave inspired brands, because they're not gonna be the most reliable people in the world. Another image here. We had such a great time with our friends from Brazil. They were doing pop-ups in Brazil. Shit, bro. And now look at them. They're fucking bankrupt, eh? Gone under. Honestly, this stuff is so garbage. Calling this shit fashion, like these chains and like clipping chains on black t-shirts, and like, huh? A chain on a black t-shirt is techno. Why? Why does techno have to be black? Why does it be so goth inspired? Why can't it be happy? Why can't it be a little bit colorful? Why are the shapes all the same? Why there's no fucking playing around with materials and finishes and cuts and shapes and silhouettes and fabrication? Why is it all the same? Why all the models look the same? Like, boring, bro. Boring. All this shit. Boring. Boring, boring, boring. Played out, shitty, and fucking terrible. Like, look at that. That guy thinks he's looking like a fucking G as well, by the way. And those are the people that have the worst attitudes in raves, by the way. Those people have the worst attitudes in raves. Those are the ones that are really going to vibe you out. They're going to make you want to go home. These type of fucking wallads. Like, look at that. My man thinks he looks like a fucking G as well. Allow it. One more post here. Let's do one more before we move on. What's this one? Already have your rave outfit for the weekend? Okay, cool. Who's this person? This is another get ready with me. A girl walking down the escalator somewhere in the city wearing her NAKT attire with the top on and the skirt with a fan waiting by the train. Cringy, cringy, cringy. She's got all the trendy tattoos on that everyone has. She's got a little choker there. Cool, I guess. Very individual, very unique. I don't think I've ever seen that look before, ever in my life. Another post here. Thanks to everyone with us on Sunday. Always good to have the NAKT family with us. Where's this NAKT family now? Where are you now, NAKT family? Where are you now? All of you, hey? Where are ya? Where are ya? Hey? Where are ya, NAKT family? Where the fuck are ya?